Practice Officer 5000, Jeremiah Yada, camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commended Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King have honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
Take it to the new school right now. My man Shaw. South Cat. Holding it down. You know we waiting on y'all. We sit back waiting on them chariots. Hey yo Shaw, let them know. Come on.
Talking about how much money you got, but in reality the Lord just got you there to watch it fall. What's gonna save you in the end, but if you don't know, comprehend, choose knowledge over silver and gold. No, we ain't the same, I'm in the UPK. Ordained by the Lord to drop the jewels to poverty. The poverty, it looks so wild when we out on this bitch. And no, we don't play no games, so stay home, little kids. It's like a sword what we say, but it's in the game like EA. Boy, know your lane like freeways, or I have to see like CJ. I got my grind and replay, but I want your life like relay. I'm at they neck, cause I'm up next, nigga. In my chariot, I pick you up from uptown, uptown. Hey, niggas swear they gotta hit, we'll batter up now, up now. But we are not the same. I'm a priest and prophet, okay. Got money, pay your tithes for me. My people starving like some damn puppies. I'm a big dog, use a damn puppet. The lowest nigga in the school can probably show you something. Somebody bring me some wine. Is that my baby? That's Lil' Bae. I call her that cause she whine. I'm in my mood, that's all the way. I should've been named Prime Time. But I'm a prince, so call me Shaw, and I'll be quite fine. Yeah. Chariot and I'm whipping. I whip it like a new slave, the rose is different. Whip a devil for fun, cause he looks suspicious. Can't take the heat, we'll get your pussy ass off my list. Remember the days of old, could've booked the vision. I got a penny in my pocket, so I can't afford to skip it. Can't afford to forget it. Affected by it, me and my niggas. Dear Lord, let me get them, okay. In my chariot, I pick you up from uptown, uptown. Hey, niggas swear they gotta hit, we'll batter up now, up now. But we are not the same. I'm a priest and prophet, okay.
You already know we preach the prophets of the Lord. It's only us and nobody else, man. We waiting on them chariots. Scoop up all my niggas. One West, y'all. I'm Shy Excel, man. And let me tell you something. We different over here. We big steppers. Let's go.
Go get a big stepper. Hard body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. Yo, what you say? No, we don't play you out your mind. Watch what you say, that type of shit could get you lined. And if you search, then let me tell you what you'll find. The city is mine. Just a mud who became the pick of the litter. Now my name ring bells when you talk heavy hitters. Nice nigga, but don't make me transform like Thriller. Sam Cooke a nigga beat like I was born by the river. Go get her, you piss her, you get off of the shitter. Can't put you in the spotlight, you niggas are with her. Keep an eye open round for any nigga that slither. Cause it ain't no sunshine here like Bill Withers, whoa. Fuck you know about this life I live. How you gon' talk to me like I ain't lose no rib? Like I ain't lose no crib, ain't lose no kid. Ain't sleep in my car and I ain't lose no gig. Shit, I never gave an order that I ain't did. And I ain't never take a fucking thing that I wouldn't give. Always kept it a bill, homie, I ain't fib. And if I had to go sit, then I just do my bid. Yo, my whole team full of steel beams we can't fold. Your whole circle full of some squares you can't roll. That's why we always take it to levels you can't go. Talk shit, but you can see me with these hands though. If looks to kill like Cyclops, these niggas wanna see me in Pine Box. Know that on my watch, got a better chance to rewind clocks when you quit nigga when time stops, bitch. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa.
This flow is award-winning. Torment him, bomb to death, I'm bored with him. Trash him, throw him away with the has-beens. Ice cold with the flow, I'm Alaskan. You was in the fucking jungle in the past tense. I be with the lions, they my friends, Carol Baskins. And like her, they'll never find a body. Tiger Stripe tracksuit, feeling like Joe Exotic. Shit, I don't know what it is, but I know I got it. Feeling like Alonzo, surgical with the shotty. All you see is skull and bones, Illuminati. Probably, I be the illest nigga to do it. I just talk shit on the beat and they call it music. I just come provide you with heat, remain the coolest. You ain't never been in the street with all the shooters. I was sipping yak with rioters and looters. Gotta keep my boots laid, shoot straight. Run up on you with the deuce 8 in a screw face. It's bad out here, my style effortless. 2 hands hugging a Ruger, so affectionate. Lot of suckers don't want war, I'm respecting it. Biggest stepper, snatch a plate, the hood starving. Cause they got beard shoot trades like James Harden. Straight from NY to Philly, we still mobbing.
Go get a big stepper. Hard body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. 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 Whoa.
Shalom, Israel. This is the Isupk coming out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no Israelite group, period, for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? This the Isupk Milwaukee. I'm Officer 500 Kananya. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Israel? I want to first of all give a shout out to Officer 1000 Lakamyala for the class he did yesterday. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's very, you know what I'm saying, engaging, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, you just got to wait for something to strike a nerve, you know what I'm saying? You just got to wait for that right verse for you to comment or ask questions about, you know what I'm saying? And yesterday was that class, you know what I'm saying? He hit a lot of good points and a lot of, you know, things that's relevant today, you know what I'm saying? Things that we should be, the conversations that we should be having in our communities instead of watching, you know, these degrading TV shows or being distracted, you know what I'm saying? By the way, his class is called distractions. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of them out here, you know what I'm saying? And just before I get into my class, I want to speak on a little bit of distractions as well. You know what I'm saying? Because they come from all angles, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, your friends, your family, people that you think is close to you, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere, TV shows, it could be addictions, demons, and not the kind of spooky demons that y'all think of, you know what I'm saying? It's not no demon like, I don't know if most of y'all out there seen, like the movie Death Note. It's not one of those type of demons. The demons is in your head and it sounds just like you, ironically, you know what I'm saying? But you got to, you know, not only fight, it's really a spiritual warfare, you know what I'm saying? The person that, I mean, the thing that you fighting is not flesh and blood, it's spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Because you may be used to a certain way of living, you know what I'm saying? You may be used to something being, you may be used to doing something every day. But you know what I'm saying? Once you fight those addictions, or once you fight that and become a better person, then you can take, you know, small steps on following the law, statutes, and commandments, which is the biggest thing out here with the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people should come back to, instead of, you know, doing their own thing. And, you know, I'm from Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying, born and raised here, you know what I'm saying, and what I've noticed since being in the truth, which has always been here, is it's a lot of individualism here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of as long as I get mine, you know what I'm saying, or they ain't a part of my family, so I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something that, you know, that's not something that's gonna get us to the kingdom, or that's not something that's gonna provoke Yahushua to come back. Even, you know what I'm saying? We have to be provokers of Yahushua, meaning we have to come together. You know what I'm saying? We have to be that example for the rest of the world, or we have to be that example for the outside world, outside of the UPK. You know what I'm saying? We have to show that brotherhood is in fact a weapon, and is in fact the thing that's going to push us that much further, and open our eyes to most of these things is not what it seems, and most of these things that we hold dear into our life it really means nothing if you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's not, once you you know, and you know, we all been there. I'm speaking to the young crowd now, the teenagers. You know what I'm saying? We all been there. We turn a certain age, we think we know stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're not raised in this truth, if you're not raised, or if you're not looking up to men being in righteousness, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna turn down the wrong path. If you're not listening to somebody who fears the Lord, or if you're not listening to somebody who carries themselves a certain way, then you obviously it's going to turn you down a path that you don't want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? It's going to turn you to a path where nothing but self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate to have a brain at a young age. You know what I'm saying? That's where what it all boils down to, having a brain, because you have to think about the decisions before you make them. You can't be swayed by a certain, you know, these kids might look cool, might look a certain thing look cool, but you have to think, man, if I do this, you know what I'm saying, is the Lord, am I pleasing the Lord by going this way? Or am I pleasing the Lord by going the opposite way and being righteous? You know what I'm saying? And it's tough, you know, it's a tough path. You know what I'm saying? But the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, study thyself to be approved, you know what I'm saying? Also, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be tried, you know what I'm saying? What the brother Lacum Yala was bringing out yesterday is gonna be a fiery, what was it? I think he said a fiery path. And that's the exact thing what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be tried, because the Lord is trying your spirit. You know, he want to see if you could withstand certain things. He want to see if you worthy of a spot in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? He want to see, you know what I'm saying, if you a Girl Scout, or if you a warrior. You know what I'm saying? And that's in everything. You know what I'm saying? Even with, like, a negative past, like with the gangs try you. You know what I'm saying? So if you can pass those tests within the gang, why you can't pass the test for the Lord? I mean, he is above each and every one of us. You know, he is our king. So if you putting your all into this gang life or into this drug selling life, being a dope boy or whatever the case may be, why you can't put your all into being a soldier for the Lord? Why you can't put your all into recognizing that America is the author of confusion? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely here to confuse you. And today I want to break down how can you identify the enemy, and also how can you identify where the so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speak of, how can you identify his trick bags? You know what I'm saying? So I want to start off with 2 Timothy. We're going to get 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. Because we're going to break this down, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have, also, you know, before I even start that, man, the Lord's 56th annual Passover, man, it's closer than you think, you know what I'm saying? It's closer than you think, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you're going to be on a flight to Atlanta, or you're going to be on your path to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Make sure, you know what I'm saying, you have your rooms booked, or, you know what I'm saying, you know where you're going to be for housing, or whether it be rides that you need, you know what I'm saying? And also, you know, being that this is the best, the number one spot for brotherhood, let brothers know. You know what I'm saying? You need a little place to you know, obviously we got extra rooms for brothers and sisters who don't, you know what I'm saying, who don't have a place to stay for the Passover, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, and that's a big thing too. Some people got pride. Man, put that pride aside. These is your brothers and your sisters. It won't hurt to say, hey man, I might need to stay with y'all for this Passover. And the brother gonna say, of course. Everybody can make room for our brother or sister. You know what I'm saying? It's what we here for, brotherhood and sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just wanted to shout out that 56th annual. You know what I'm saying? It's annual, been going on 56 years. You know what I'm saying? Last year, you know, North Carolina. This year, Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Hot Atlanta is what they like to call it. State of the peach, right? But yeah, I want to get 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12, if you could. Because you got it?
Okay.
All right, read nice and loud if you could. Go out.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yahweh shall suffer persecution.
Persecution.
Start
over one time. Ye.
Mm-hmm. Ye, and all that will live godly in Yahweh.
Stop right there. Like I was saying before, that you will be tried, man. Ye and all that will live godly, man. You're gonna go down. You're gonna be faced with tests, sun up to sundown, week in and week out. You're gonna be faced with tests. You know, it's your job. You know what I'm saying, to fight these demons that's trying to tear you away from the truth. You know what I'm saying, tear you away from that path and that righteousness to God. You know what I'm saying, to the Most High, because if you don't, you're gonna be you're gonna be consumed with evil. You know, so you're gonna be consumed with because sin, America makes sin look so fun, so great and fun. They want you to have all the fun you can have. You know what I'm saying? Have all the unrighteous sex that you can have. You know what I'm saying? That's why they pump it so much in the music. They pump it so much on the TV shows that you see. They want you to indulge in that, because if you do, that's one more person or one less soldier that the Lord can use for his army. You know what I'm saying? Once they get you attached to that type of lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? It's one less soldier that the Lord can use in his army. And you don't want that. You don't want to be on the Lord's bad side when he ultimately comes back to destroy this place. Because you're going to be right in the line with all the heathen to have your head chopped off. You know what I'm saying? And that's harsh to say, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? The truth hurts, and it's also medicine, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be on that wrong side of the Lord, or that, you know what I'm saying? Because we you know, us being men of the Lord, us being Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you can see or you can tell when we got vengeance or not vengeance, what's the revenge. You can tell when somebody wants to take revenge and how and for the most part how they're gonna take revenge. But the Lord, it ain't telling no way he's gonna exact his wrath on you. You know what I'm saying? You could, and it could come either in any type of way, whether your car break down, you lose your job, you lose your house, you know what I'm saying? You lose your significant other, right? Or you know what I'm saying, have some kind of disease, and because you know what you were partaking in is wrong. And the Lord in this Bible, the Lord gives you plenty chances to repent. You know what I'm saying? He gives you multiple. He reiterates. He, like, you know what I'm saying, he the father of a nation. So he, you know, if our sons do something, we give them chance after chance after chance before, you know what I'm saying, some type of punishment or repercussions come for their action, whether they're not doing what we say, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. You know, that's how the Lord is. He hands down the punishment, and we are still in our punishment today because we disobeyed the Lord so many years ago. You know what I'm saying? And people don't get that. They always, the Christian church is to blame for this when they say that the Lord loves everybody, or when you tell them some truth out the Bible where it got to do with the Lord's wrath, they say, that's not my God. Well, who do you praise then? Because my Lord says that you can't eat a certain thing, you can't act a certain way, you can't be in a certain community, or it's off with your head. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, we in the same Bible, but we don't have the same God. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have some bubblegum white Jesus that they gave you, and you cool with that, right? Salaki, keep going.
Shall suffer persecution.
Stop right there. We, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the ones who are definitely suffering persecution in this place called America, modern day Babylon. We the only ones on camera, you know what I'm saying, whether we getting unalive or getting mistreated by something called the police who's supposed to protect and serve. We getting unalive, beat on. It's a video out there where, you know, and obviously, you know, this is another police brutality video, but I got a feeling this devil is going to get off with some type of technicality, right? It's a video out there where a man is talking to the police in the doorway, and all of a sudden, one of the devils just swing on him out of nowhere, choke slam him down, talking about how dare you touch me. I don't want to laugh about it, but those type of situations is very serious, because we obviously, us knowing the police, we obviously know that if you touch a police, right? If you try to go on offensive on a police officer, you're gonna be in a fist fight out gate. Like when she had turned the camera on to record it, the man was still talking. That's how we know that the allegation of him hitting the officer is 99.9% false, right? All of a sudden, the officer is swinging on him and choke slamming him, talking about, don't put your hands on me. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy work, but that's just part of the suffering persecution. You know what I'm saying? We under an America who absolutely got their foots on our neck. We under a rulership that, you know what I'm saying, that has no mercy for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But the men and women that's outside of the UPK still say, well, you should still forgive them. Like, why? Why should we forgive them? The Lord ain't forgiving them. Obadiah 1:10 says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob. Y'all, they always ask, well, why do y'all always preach against the white man? Why do y'all always say the white man is a devil? Because of the violence that he's inflicting upon his so-called brother Jacob. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because of their skin color. It's not just because of how they look or what they do. You know what I'm saying? Thy violence against thy brother Jacob, the thievery, the confusion that they inflicted upon a nation who obviously have nothing but compassion. Like, for slavery alone, just the act of slavery, every single Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian should be angry at these people. You know what I'm saying? Should be, and you know, just because of the fact that they did things like feed our babies to alligators. You know what I'm saying? Hung and unalive innocent men just because they were Black. Hung and unalive innocent men because they thought they was escaped slaves. You know, for no reason. We didn't even do nothing to these people. We just trying to escape the hell that they inflicted upon us on these plantations. But when we get caught, we automatically sentenced to death by hanging, or you know what I'm saying? That's excessive. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord hates Esau, for their violence against thy brother Jacob. You know what I'm saying? The excessiveness of it. And ultimately, us being in America, we gonna continue to suffer persecution if we don't gather ourselves together and come out of America. We, out of all these years, however many years we were able to vote, we still voting and nothing changed. We still think we can be a part of America. We still think we can live peacefully amongst our enemies. When are we going to wake up, Israel? When? You know what I'm saying? It's so obvious that America does not care about you. Just look in your ghettos and barrios, man. Just look at the corner stores. Look at the people who own these places. They're not you. They'll take your money, right? They'll take a piece of your money. They don't live amongst you either. They take a piece of your money, drive an hour or two out of the city where they suburbs are, you know, where the police ain't patrolling. You know what I'm saying? When they doing all kind of deviantness out in their suburbs, but do that get pushed? No. Right? Is that it on that? Read that last part again. Ye shall suffer persecution if you could.
Shall suffer persecution.
Listen up, Israel, man. They say I think it's like 50% or maybe even 75, 100%, maybe. We spend the most money. Why we can't keep that in our community? All we got to do is just stop celebrating what they give us to celebrate. All we got to do is stop buying the things that they call luxury, which is shrimp, crab, and lobster. And it's about $80. You go somewhere for seafood, one piece of crab or something costs $80. When you can be putting that money towards your community with righteous food. Like, there's so many other foods. Why would you want to indulge in shrimp, crab, and lobster? You know what I'm saying? And I know that's a big thing in our sisters, you know what I'm saying, dealing with our sisters. You know what I'm saying? They love that shrimp, crab, boils, and lobster tails and all of that. And when we come with the correction and say, sister, you can't eat this, they looking at us some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing too that I want to touch on real quick. it seemed like, and obviously I'm speaking of the women outside of the UPK, right? It seemed like the women that's outside of the UPK, you can't correct them. Like you can't say nothing against the lifestyle they're living, or you in the wrong. And that's the thing about America. They condemn righteous behavior and condone ratchet behavior or things that's contrary to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They plaster it. If you ain't hearing Glorilla shake, if you ain't hearing Glorilla at the headlight, shaking on the headlights, hearing that on the radio, then what else? You know, it's absolutely no positive music on in the station out here is V100, right? For the hip hop and R&B. It's absolutely no positive music, no positive rap. At least back in our day, right? In the early 2000s, maybe the 90s, right? 90s, early 2000s, they had the gangster rap, they had the drug rap, but they also had songs like artists like Jennings, you know what I'm saying? Artists like Anthony Hamilton, you know, they mix it in. But nowadays, they all the way to the negative. You don't hear if it ain't a J. Cole or a Kendrick Lamar, you ain't gonna hear nothing at all besides booty shaking music, drug dealing, gang music. Like it's all negative now. You know what I'm saying? And we have the voice to we the number one consumers of everything. So if we lift up our voice and say we not listening to that, if we lift up our voice or even come out of America all the way and say, man, we gonna listen to UPK rap songs, right? And you know what I'm saying? Coming soon, UPK R&B, right? Facts though. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. The UPK R&B, and I want to just touch on this too a little bit. The UPK R&B, it's going to bring men and women together again. You know what I'm saying? In the way that it should be, because it seems, you know what I'm saying? They and I don't want to go too far off into conspiracy theories or whatever the case, but it seems like they blackballing or getting all the artists that has some real talent to sing. It seems like they blackballing all the artists that want to bring men and women together. Because America, they want you to be cool with the men on men, whatever, with the women on women. You know what I'm saying? Then if you against that, they got a side eye looking at you like, I can't believe you ain't all inclusive. Absolutely not. Because holy means separate. Man, I'm separate from that all inclusive. This is an exclusive book, exclusively for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that's how our music should be. That's how everything we do should be. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know how many of y'all read the story of the Tower of Babel, but that's America is doing exactly. It's like a mirror replica of the Tower of Babel, because they bringing all the nations together. They worshiping different gods. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? They doing all kind of deviantness, and then they looking at you like you don't want to participate in this. Absolutely not. And now you damn near they looking at you like you condemned, but really they condemned. We just trying to live according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We bringing that back. If Commanding General Hanna ain't bringing it, if he didn't start this thing, and he, you know what I'm saying? If he didn't start this thing, and make it cool to be righteous, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'd be personally. You know what I'm saying? If I never would have seen the video to bring me here, I don't really want to think about it. But the thing is to take that leap, man. Leave everything behind that's in the world that you think is valuable, because according to the Lord, none of that stuff is valuable. What's valuable to the Lord is us gathering together, following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and continuing to condemn the deviant behavior, the freaky behavior. Like everywhere you look is nothing but negativity, sexual, hypersexual. They want to hypersexualize everything. And then you can't find a decent TV show that don't got no homosexuality or no lesbianism in it. Or cartoons that they put in cartoons now. Like, that's crazy. That's what I mean by they trying to condition our people into making this behavior okay when we know it's not. If we not gonna be the people that say that that's not okay, then who is? It's like we, and I'm speaking as a officer in the ISUBK, we holding an umbrella over that LGBTQ community stuff and blocking that, because that's not they can have that. The heathens, that's their culture. You know, so that's Roman, Greek. Let them so-called white people have it. You know what I'm saying? We want to indulge in everything that's negative. But as soon as we come, the ISUBK say, man, you can't do that. Man, you can't smoke that. You can't be, you know what I'm saying, underneath a white woman or underneath the Chinese woman. Y'all looking at me like, because y'all couldn't wait to be grown just to say, oh, I'm grown. I can do whatever I want. When that's, and again, I hate to go off into like conspiracy theory stuff, but that's, I don't know if y'all heard of Aleister Crowley, but that's his saying. He made that, do what thou wilt. He made that up. And then he pushed it, you know what I'm saying, made Jay-Z be the face of do what thou wilt. Now everybody's saying, I do what I want, I'm grown. Which is crazy work, because where in the Bible do it say that at? Right? Man, it just puzzles me, man, how society, man, is so accepting of everything except the truth. It's so accepting of everything deviant except righteousness. If we could just get a little piece of a community, a whole community to say, man, we ain't gonna celebrate this. We're not gonna decorate our house with lights and Christmas stuff around these times. We definitely not gonna celebrate Thanksgiving, Black Friday, all these holidays that they got for you to celebrate and keep your mind off of the truth, keep your mind off thinking, man, these people is devils. These people is, they creating any and everything to distract us from seeing their true colors. Not only that, Salaki, not only that, they're moving into the communities as well, into our communities as well, just to further confuse you to say, oh man, we grew up with them, they cool, but they not cool. That's exactly, and when you say they cool, you right where the devil wants you to be, accepting these people. When these are the grandchildren of slave owners, these are the great grandchildren of slave owners. I'll never be cool with them. I'll never be okay with them living in our communities, doing the same things we doing. Y'all can go around y'all people. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can't afford it, go to the trailer park. Right? Y'all don't deserve, man. We are royal people, man. Y'all don't even deserve to be around royalty like this. But where the confusion comes in at is us accepting these heathen nations, talking about, well, we grew up with them. We still not the same. We should be looking at our brother like that. Man, I grew up with this brother, man. You know, so I'm gonna protect this brother and his kids, and hopefully he do the same thing, man. That's the meaning right there of brotherhood. The meaning of brotherhood is, I don't want to see this brother's family go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna protect them just like they my own. I'm gonna call his son, even though we're not blood related, I'm gonna call his son my nephew. I'm gonna call his daughter my niece. And if I see any wrongdoing, best believe I'm gonna jump to their protection. And he gonna do the same for mine. That's where the brotherhood starts at, and that's the like the foundation. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can build relationships off of. Because if I care about my brother like he care about me, man, ain't no drugs getting pushed in this neighborhood. I see a dope boy on the corner, we gonna get him off of this corner. For sure. He's not pumping that over here because I don't want to see my community corrupt. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm going to persuade him to stop selling those drugs over here. I'm going to persuade him to put the drugs down altogether. You know what I'm saying? Because we need to be the ones to clean up our community. It starts here. Because anytime we ever try to join the so-called white man or any other nation in unison, we got the short end of the stick. When they continue to prosper, you know what I'm saying? Did you know here in Milwaukee, they got several, and I don't know if I'm saying it right. Is it Humong or Hmong? Is the H silent or something like that? But they got several of those communities in Hmong only schools. Can we get a only black school or, you know what I'm saying? Only Israel school? Because once we get a school, now you see white people coming in. Now you see other nations coming in trying to join us when their school's not like that. Their school's not segregated like that. And then you get even the white schools, you might get one. You might be, and this how diabolical the so-called white man is. You might be the only black brother in your school on campus. The only one. And best believe their parents still know the history, and some of their great-grandparents are still racist like that. Please believe it. You know, I'm guaranteed if they have albums like so-called black people do, you know, we got pictures that go way back to our great-grandfather, great-grandmother, right? If they got albums like that, believe that their pictures, they got pictures of them in Klan hoodies, Klan rallies. So what's making you want to be around these people, man? When back in the day you could have been unalived, chased down, limbs chopped off, anything for souvenirs. If you Google slave, like a slave postcard, right? A racist postcard or something, right? It'll have somebody hanging, a so-called black man hanging off a pole, and then like 1,000 white people just looking on. You think they forgot about that? You think we forgot about that in the UPK? We ain't forget about that. Because I know, you know, so we were just talking about that yesterday too. It's still sundown towns. It's still little back roads in Mississippi, down south, you know, little back roads, even in Atlanta, Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Texas, where it's some racist devils, man. And they can, if they catch you outside of outside of territory or whatever, you could be in trouble. For what reason though? Because they always pump on the news, well, the racism is dead, or can we all just get along? Not when it's still sundown time. Not when y'all keep pumping these negative images to my people. Not when y'all keep on trying to do the police brutality thing. You know what I'm saying? It would never be, we would never be in unison. We would never come together as a one big earthly family. It's over with. Definitely according to the Bible as well. We're supposed to be separate from these people. Let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to see that I'm starting to see that the saying of that was so long ago, or the thing of we should be able to can we all get along? I'm starting to see that that's a generational curse, right? Because it seemed like y'all and that's why everybody can't be in the UPK, because we don't want no cowards in here. If you ain't standing up saying, man, forget all that, we not going to be with these people who did that to our grandfathers and grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, my great grandmother right now is still alive. She just turned 103, I believe. Best believe she's either been a part of some racist activity or seen something happen. Best believe it. You know what I'm saying? So why would I even try to bring any type of white woman in my life, any type of Asian, anything other than my own people? Just on the fact alone that my grandma lived that. She's still alive. She's been through it. Y'all have to wake up, man, and realize, man, nothing's got better. Ever since Martin Luther, what's that, the 60s was Martin Luther King? Nothing's got better. After Martin Luther King said all what he said, they still unalive him. And he was non-wrong. Right? He was a tail tucker. He didn't want to, he turned the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? We done turning the other cheek here. We separate now here. We do not want to be a part of their agenda or what they got going on. They wars. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's good to quote Muhammad Ali, which is he's my favorite boxer, but he hit the nail on the hammer. You know what I'm saying? Why am I fighting for your army going 100 miles away fighting these Viet Cong when they ain't never called me nigga or they ain't never did nothing racist to me? I should be here fighting you. You know what I'm saying? When he was alive, that's the time they was turning them hoes on, them water hoes on people, releasing dogs on people. You know, being racist just because they could. Out with it. And it's still happening today on camera and everything. You know, that's why for the life of me, I can't see how y'all can't recognize that America is not for us. It never will be. It never was. Right? Let me get the book. It's cold in here today, y'all. Let me get the book of John chapter 8 and 44 if I could. Because we're going to identify this. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see exactly who we should stay away from. We're going to see exactly who we should separate from. You know what I'm saying? All that, John 8 and 44. You got it? All right, hold that 1 second. We're going to see exactly, we're going to see exactly who we should separate from, man. Exactly who we should leave to their own devices. We finna see exactly, you know what I'm saying? And that's not just for the so-called white man either. That's for the African man, the Ethiopian, you know what I'm saying? The Asian. I know how much our sisters like to go get their nails done. But hey, man, stay away from them people too. Because they getting the money the same way and taking it back to their community. Y'all get your nails done so much, y'all should have been done started your own nail franchise. I ain't saying it's easy, but nothing worth having is easy. Nothing worth being a part of is easy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be tried. There's gonna be trials and tribulations. You're gonna have good days and bad days. It's all about how you fight through it, right? It's a nice life. You got that? Read that one time. Regular John, to not First John, just John.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
Read it one more time, nice and loud, if you good.
Ye are of your father, the devil. In the lusts of your father, you will do.
That right there. Ye are of your father, the devil. It's not much that it's not too much that you can say that is not already said. If you want to participate in the lust, the sexual deviantness of the so-called white man, you know what I'm saying? Because he got all type of things that he indulged in. You know what I'm saying? You being a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, You can't participate in that type of stuff. Why? Because you will be of your father, which is the devil. You have to separate from, let them, again, man, let them do what they do. And we separate and do what we do, which is follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You can't be playing both sides. And the scriptures say you have to be hot or cold and not lukewarm. If you're lukewarm, you might as well be cold. That's what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, condemn the behavior of these deviants. That's all they is deviants, sexual deviants. Any type of deviant you can name, that's what they is. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, they liars, cheaters, deceivers, thieves, right? And then they put all of that negativity, they pay a black face to be the face of it. And like I said the other day, man, it's unfortunate that we can be bought in 2025. What do I mean when I say we can be bought in 2025? I mean, all the so-called white man has to do was come with that right dollar amount to offer one of us, and we will push the negative agenda. We will, i.e. the sexy reds, the what's the Old Town Road dude, man? What's his name? Take my horse to the Old Town Road. Nas X. He pushing the gay agenda. Sexy Red pushing the Jezebel agenda, which is both Greek and Roman culture. That's their culture. That's what they do. We shouldn't be a part of that at all. But like I said, unfortunately, some of us can be bought. Some of us in the barrios, is in the ghettos. All we have to do is be offered that right amount, and we push whatever agenda you want. That's unfortunate, because we should be wanting to come out of America. We should be wanting to, out of all these years, we should want something different for our people. You know what I'm saying? We should want something, you know what I'm saying, opposite of what they already got, right? But then again, they make sin look so fun. It's like this wine got a lot of bubbles in it or something. They make sin look so fun. And who wants to have fun every day? Who wants to, you know what I'm saying? Who the kids. Kids is the one that they appealing to. Kids be wanting to have fun every day, not do no work, not be, not earn nothing. They just want to have fun every day. That's who they're appealing to, children. And if the children see Lil Nas X doing some homosexual activity, what you think they gonna want to do? If the kids see, and I hate saying sexy red because salami, but if the kids see, especially the young women who are, and the young men too, but young women are so impressionable, right? If they see sexy red, salami. If they see sexy red twerking all across the nation, right? What you think they gonna want to do? And that is all she does. She don't have nothing else to her bag but twerk, right? And I'm gonna say this one last time. Back in our day, the dances was a little different, right? The house parties was a little different. I mean, you had every other couple girls doing the twerk dance, but that wasn't their whole routine. Like, you had routines. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be like a drill routine, a clap or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many of y'all seen House Party, but that was the type of dances we was into. Right? Not twerk. Every song, If you go in the nightclubs today too, every song, the only dances the women pull out is twerking. Like this, like, I mean, it's good to see that you know how to do that, but what else can you do, right? But that's been the influence for the last 10 years. The twerk music, the homosexuality, the lesbianism stuff, right? And that's the thing that influences children. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the Isupk Milwaukee, because we're going to condemn that behavior. We're going to say that's not right. We're going to say, come in here and get you a righteous young man. Come in here and get you a righteous young woman. Or come in here and become a righteous young man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the law, statutes, and commandments here. We follow them to a T up in here. Nowhere else. And I'm absolutely positive about that. Nowhere else do they find it. You ain't gonna find this truth in the Christian church. You're not gonna find it. And again, I was about to say some other people that I shall not name. You ain't gonna find this in no other Israelite group, period. You know what I'm saying? We are the absolute truth. You're gonna get the right breakdowns. You're gonna get the right brotherhood up in here. You're gonna get the right correction that you need up in here. You know what I'm saying? And that's the hard thing for the people too. Just being corrected. Is some more on that? Can you read that?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Stop right there. Ye are of your father the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning. From the beginning. I don't know how many of y'all read the Bible out there, but in Genesis, I believe the 25th chapter, it says Esau is a cunning hunter, and he was a murderer from the beginning. He ain't stopped murdering since. Trust me on that, man. It's evidence anywhere you look. Whether he murdering people on and I'm gonna start saying unalive, but he unalive people on camera, get away with it. He unalives your spirit, right? It's multiple ways that he unalives things. He unalives your authority. You know what I'm saying? He unalives the righteousness that we trying to keep, right? From the beginning. Is more on that? Go ahead.
And abide not in the truth.
Stop right there. And abide not in the truth, man. Meaning he don't have the law, statutes, and commandments, but we do. Meaning we can't be doing the same things he's doing, because he abide not in the truth. The promises, the covenants was not given to him. It was given to us. So for the life of me, I can't understand why y'all still want to join hand in hand with these people. All they thinking about is unaliving you. Or all they thinking about is sexually assaulting your daughters and your sons, unfortunately. That's all they thinking about. Because they are of their father, the devil, the deceiver. They here to speak with words smooth as butter to you. The moment you let your guard down, they assaulting your daughter or your son, or even your wife. Don't you know, man, back in the day, back in slavery times, they used to take away a man's wife and sexually assault her right in his face. Can't do nothing about it. If you try something, you gonna be strung up and hung. Just from trying to protect your wife, your daughter, your son. Right? What makes you think the mindset of these people has changed? These people are murderers from the beginning, man. And they're going to continue to be that. I.e., all these wars that's going on. They just want to unalive people. Take resources. Take everything that they take. I'm starting to question has the so-called white man invented anything? Because I'm convinced he's just a leech. He's the leech of the earth. And Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men created everything, and he stole his number one thing is I don't know if we can say that. So sexual assault, rob, and pillaging the earth, and lying and deceiving. So whenever if I ever Google something and it say a so-called white man invented this, I know that to be a lie. Because all he do is steal inventions, man. All he do is steal. He steals land. He steals people. So what makes you think he can't manipulate a thing called Google? He makes up what Google says about certain things. I remember maybe a month or so back, I was Googling something and I knew it had a certain definition to it. So I Googled it and the definition was changed. So I'm like, so that's when I started using the Bible dictionary to break down stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's already printed in those. The Google is digital. It can be manipulated. All of that, right? And that may be a conspiracy little thing that I got. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful on the things that you believe to be righteous when it's involved in the so-called white man. When it's involved in these systems that they put us in. You have to question that because, after all, they're liars, thieves, deceivers, sexual assaulters, anything negative, you name it. But they put it on the black face and say we the face of it. That's identity theft right there. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Not identity theft. We go old school. That's the switcheroo right there, right? Even back to the definition of white and the definition of black. If you just look up these two definitions, black means a whole lot of negative stuff, and then white means a whole lot of positive stuff. And that's what they call themselves. I'm white. You're not white. You're a red man. You're Esau. But they deceived the whole earth and said, first of all, they deceived the whole earth and made Jesus into a white man. First, let's start there. Let's start there. That's the biggest lie that they ever told in history, along with everybody being African, along with the Lord loving everybody. You have to just do, and again, man, we so caught up in these systems, we so caught up with the distractions that we don't want to do our own research. We don't want to study and see that if you just do a little bit of studying, you'll see the lies. Just a little bit of studying, you'll see the lies that the so-called white man put out there. You know what I'm saying? The key is to not be so distracted. Don't want to be entertained all the time as well. Because when you be entertained, you just sitting back watching TV, you losing time on studying. You losing time on recognizing the lies that these people is bestowed upon Israel, right? And so many of us believe it, especially in the Christian church. All I gotta do is song and dance and pass the plate. Now you out of $50 and you ain't learned nothing. You didn't learn that you're not supposed to smoke cigarettes or weed. You didn't learn that and it's so, the church is so, this church is so, what's the word I'm looking for? The church is so deceiving as well that they eat pork in the church. They got homosexuals in the church. When the Bible says, man, these people supposed to be cut off. You can't be among no. See, I'm going somewhere I shouldn't be. But you can't be among, if you're a homosexual and you like it and you think that it ain't nothing wrong with it, you can't be around here. You definitely not going to be around here. You have to see the error in that way, man. Ain't no life coming from that. The Lord looking at that is hate and disgust. He disgusted with that type of behavior. And sometimes I get into my own blood, flesh and blood family. Well, what does it mean? What does it matter to you? It matters a lot to me. I hate what the Lord hates and I love what the Lord loves. Simply like that. The Christian church didn't teach you that, did it? Well, I'm in a place called the Isupk who teaching me the truth about everything. You can refer to the Bible about any and everything. It'll give you that righteous path. And it'll open your eyes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? That was it on that? Read the rest of it if you could.
Because there is no truth in him.
That's it?
Wow.
Keep going.
When he speaketh a lie, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it.
Heavy. Like, it speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? All of them there broke that down before he even read that. The liar, the truth not in him. When he's speaking the lie, he's speaking of himself, right? It started way back in Genesis, when they explain he's a cunning hunter. Lying is another way of hunting. All I got to do is lie to you and say, the buffalo's over there. You just go southeast. You're going to see a whole lot of buffalo, when really the buffalo is on the west side. And you going over there, you done travel 600 miles to go try to hunt some buffalo. They ain't there. Meanwhile, he getting fat off the buffalo on the west side. That's a part of his hunting tactics. He gonna lie and tell you that it's over there, but it's really over here. This is why you have to question. I know that door keep ticking and stuff. This is why you have to question the things that they try to tell you as the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a liar, a murderer from the beginning. If he was a murderer from the beginning, he was a liar from the beginning, right? These people, man, you have to be careful if you go in these spaces with them. You know what I'm saying? If you even get slaves with them, because some of them ain't gonna tell you the truth. Hey man, I don't like y'all. Some of them gonna plot with the scriptures we read. They will take crafty counsel behind your back and plot against you. How we gonna get this nigga up out of here? Or how we gonna set this nigga up for his downfall? I went through that recently with my last slave. The last slave I had, I was working with some type of plastic. And I was on like a new machine making a new part. And it had some type of caliber thing, which I didn't know how to do. So I asked the supervisor, he was an ish man, one of them ish dudes. I should have knew he was going to throw me under the bus for his job. But I asked him, man, can you show me how to do this? He said, yeah, I will. So I'll show you how to do it. Meanwhile, the CEO's son come around and he checked the machines. He come around. So he checking my calibrated. It's a sheet where you have to write down if you check it hourly, right? I didn't have nothing on my sheet because the supervisor did not come and show me how when I asked him. Next thing you know, about an hour or two later, they pulling me in the office. Like, man, we gonna discharge you. We no longer need your services. I'm like, why? Why am I getting fired right now? Right? They said, because you didn't you didn't test the parts. I look right at dude, like, man, dude, and this is when I got so disrespectful. I said, man, dude said he was gonna teach me how to do it. He looking at me like I was busy. I'm like, I just laughed, man, because I'm not gonna beg these motherfuckers for no job or whatever. But I just laughed out of the lip. Long story short, he protected himself and let me get the short end of the stick because they really don't care about you in all aspects, whether it be sports, a regular slave, bus duty, the music industry. You absolutely being a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian is going to get the short end of the stick if they can protect their job. Let's believe that. And that's saying the first fired, the last hired, that's absolutely true. Because I was the first one fired, even though I wasn't at fault at all. It was his job to show me how to do this new thing that they had. I don't know how you going to have a new thing. I'm supposed to automatically know how to do it? Absolutely not. That's why I wasn't begging for it. Like these people, man, not only are they diabolical, they know what they're doing. That was it on that? All right, drop that. And if you could get me John, staying in John. I did that too, though. Standing, no, matter of fact, we ain't standing, John. Go to Genesis 25 and 27. So we can further, identify these people who, they talk a good game. They say, I love the Black people. I love Black people, right? But you ain't invited in certain places that they invited to. You can't go in certain rooms that they go in. You ain't invited to certain parties they go. You ain't invited to a certain level of I want to say hierarchy of slocking. You ain't invited into a certain space where you have the opportunity to be above them. Oh no, they're not having that. They're trying to keep you right at level to where they can be a boss over you, to where they can have say so in your if you still work here or not. You know what I'm saying? If you still live here or not. Got it? Read that for me. Genesis 25 and 27.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 27. And the boys grew.
Okay, stop right there. Now let me ask some go up to, you start at 25 and 25.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out ready.
Wait. 25 and 24, slot.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled.
Okay, stop right there. Okay, this is about to speak about Rebecca, what I was speaking about earlier when I said when I was speaking about Esau being a cunning hunter, right? This is Rebecca being pregnant with Jacob and Esau. You know what I'm saying? So read.
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25. And the first came out red.
Stop right there. Now you see how it's describing how the first came out red, all of them. Now this ain't. I know some of you simple church doors say, well, red means he was bloody. No, he was not bloody. It say, keep going. He was red all over.
All over, like a hairy garment.
Like a hairy garment. Now, if I didn't know no better, I'd say she just had a Clifford. Red all over. A dog. Meaning the hair was red all over his body, right? Keep going.
And they called his name Esau.
Keep that in mind. They called his name Esau. Red all over like a hairy garment. Keep going.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother out.
Stop right there. And after that came his brother out. Why didn't say he was hairy like a garment? Why did it say he was red all over like a hairy garment? That's because Jacob looked like people that was there. Jacob looked like he had the same complexion as his mother and father. He looked at normal, so it was no reason to describe him, right? But they did describe Esau. I said he came out red all over like a hairy garment. Keep going.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Stop right there. Now, it said Jacob, the first came out red all over, right? He was the first baby out, Esau, right? And then it said Jacob took a hold of his heel, meaning Jacob grabbed his leg, like, you're not leaving me in here. We would, a couple verses up, it said they was rumbling, they was at war in Rebekah's womb. So Jacob wasn't having that. This war is not over. He came out grabbing Esau's heel, like, you're not leaving me in here, right? Keep going.
And his name was called Jacob.
His name was called Jacob. Stop right there again. Why didn't it describe how Jacob looked? Because he looked at normal. He looked at just like his mother and father, right? Keep going. Let's keep going.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 27. And the boys grew,
Mm-hmm.
and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Stop right there. It said, and Esau was a cunning hunter. Who does the hunting on the earth the best? Who is the best hunter? He hunting humans, animals. He got special ways of catching insects. You know what I'm saying? Anything that can be hunted, he's a cunning hunter. Now, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Isaac, Esau's dad.
Yeah.
Black man.
Mm-hmm.
How come Esau isn't what his father is?
He is, but look, see, that's why I should have had you read, if you could, go back a couple of verses, because it explains that two nations are in thy womb that are separate. You know what I'm saying? I think it's verse 21. Does it say it? Two nations?
23.
23. Just read 23.
Genesis, chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said to her, two nations are in thy womb,
Mm-hmm.
and the two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Stop right there. Now I say two nations are in thy womb. Now, when we look at nations, right? We know Jacob as being a nation and Esau as being a nation, right? What Esau is the father of the so-called white man, right? So they do have the same mother and father, but it says right there what they are separated. So they once were brothers, but they got separated at birth. Why? Because because the Lord knew that Esau was going to be what he is today, which is a deceiver. You know what I'm saying? Which is this is where the whole birthright thing comes into play at, right? Because he knew that Esau was going to be the deceiver of the whole earth. So therefore he separated them. Right? Keep going. Is it more on 23? Well, start 23 up. If you could.
23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people, right? Because Jacob or Judah, right? We got compassion. We simple men. We work in the field. We cook soups. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to go across the whole earth trying to collect things as trophies by hunting them. You know what I'm saying? If we hunt for food. You know what I'm saying? We don't hunt just I don't know if you've seen like movies or whatever the case, or I don't know if you've been to like a zoo, right? Where in the office they got deer heads, buffalo heads, jaguar heads all across the walls, right? That's hunting for sport. You know what I'm saying? That's a different manner of person than Jacob is. And we ain't not gonna have that. If we hunt, we gonna hunt a buffalo, we gonna hunt something that we can consume, something for our family, to eat. Esau is a different type of hunter. He gonna hunt for sport, like all them heads he admires them. Like, this is, I once killed a buffalo, or I once, you know what I'm saying? That's a different type of hunting, right? Do you get it? Keep going. That's the end of 23? Keep going.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Stop right there. Now, across the board, right? Any type of competition, fighting, whether it be fighting, sports, who is the best? Huh? So okay, I see what you did there. Okay. No, I mean, who's the strongest people on this earth? Who is stronger in a competition like boxing? Who is the champions of today? What ethnicity are they? Exactly. So that's why I say one people shall be stronger than the other, because we are stronger than Esau, right? We flavor of the earth, we the strongest, right? Keep going.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Right there. Now it says the elder shall serve the younger. Who is the elder in that situation?
Esau.
Exactly. Right? So it said the Lord knew that Esau was going to be what he is today, which is an absolute destroyer of the earth. So that's why Esau came out first. And the reason why he's on top of us today, or an oppressor of us today, is because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments so many moons ago, and we still doing it to this day, right? That's why he is above us, right? But at the end of the day, he is older because he came out first. You ever heard of twins being born? And then one of the twins like, well, I'm older, and then the other one be like, only a 5 minutes, or only a, you know what I'm saying? Only a 23 seconds or something like that. But I'm still older. So Esau is older than Jacob. And then it says the older shall serve the younger. But the only reason that it's like that, because the Lord knew that Esau was going to be what he is today, which is a devil of the earth, right? And he knew we was going to be a stiff-necked, hard-headed people. So, that's why we going through the curses that we going through, you know what I'm saying? Even back then to this day, right? Keep going. Oh, that's the end? Where do we leave off at? Was it 25? Let me jump back to
27.
Yeah, jump back to 27.
A man of the field.
Wait, go back down to 20. I mean, start 27 over.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter
Okay, stop right there. Cunning. Now I broke this down a couple, I think a couple months ago, but we can always come back to it, right? The word cunning. I got the definition for the word cunning, right? It says Esau was a cunning hunter. Cunning, Cunning. Got it? Read that real quick.
Having or showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion.
Now, doesn't that align with what the Bible says about Esau? He was a murderer from birth. He was a liar from birth. Since the beginning, I mean. It says having or showing skill in achieving one's end. Cunning hunter. He had skill in hunting animals, and even ultimately hunting the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He got skill in that. He deceives us even to this day. You know what I'm saying? We consumed by one of his hunting tactics, which is the TV. Consumed by the distractions, you know what I'm saying, which is entertainment or what's the word I'm looking for? Entertainment or just to put it plainly, distraction, right? He put those distractions out there so we can be distracted from following the law, statutes, and commandments. Like I said, if he get one a day, a Black, Hispanic, Native Indian person to differentiate from the law, statutes, and commandments, that's what he gonna do. But if he get the masses to do it all at one time, you know what I'm saying, that's what he gonna continue to pump, i.e. these shows out here. You got Baddies, the Erica Mena show. You got all these on internet, all these podcasts pitting men and women against each other. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say you got the conscious community, because thanks to Captain Sorry, that's no more. But you know what I'm saying? Different distractions that he put out there. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be music videos, men calling you broke, now you gotta go sell drugs to get, you know what I'm saying? Different type of distractions, and they come from all kind of ways, right? That's why he said he's a cunning hunter. Cunning, just any type of way that he can deceive you, he's gonna do it, whether it be lying, anything, right? Keep going. That's the end of that. Keep going.
A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Stop right there. Jacob was the progenitor of the tribe of Judah, was a plain man dwelling in tents, meaning he was in there on his herbal tip, you know what I'm saying, making teas and soups, you know what I'm saying, things that can be good for the body, you know what I'm saying, that comes with like studying the herbs and different herbal, you know what I'm saying, plain, you know what I'm saying, he didn't need to, he didn't go hunting like Esau did. He's not a cunning hunter. He is not a killer of the earth. He's a plain man dwelling in tents, whipping up remedies that can either heal or, you know, be good for the body that's righteous, right? That's it on that? Read the beginning of 28.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venture. I don't know if I got that word.
Let's see. Yeah, that's right.
But But Rebecca loved Jacob.
You know how you got that, Mom? Oh, I love my baby. You know what I'm saying? The reason why Isaac loved Esau because he didn't know what he was going to be. He didn't know the man that he would become, which is a deceiver of the earth, a destroyer of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's ultimately what he is today. You can drop that, but that's ultimately what he is today. You know what I'm saying? And in all avenues, you know, and when you get old enough to get a slave, you're gonna realize that, man, you gonna have that thought in your head, to not care. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta play his tricks on him too sometimes, right? The moral of this class, man, is to identify who your enemy is. Your brother is not your enemy. And when I say your brother, not the one that's separated at birth, right? Your brother as in the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Treat him like like he is yourself. You know what I'm saying? Show him that same love. You know, when you get older, you're gonna realize what I'm talking about as well. I hate to keep saying when you get older because you probably living it now, right? But you're gonna see it even more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and don't try to befriend these people, man, because at the end of the day, they plot on your downfall. They got a plan to deceive you in the future. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to get on your good side, right? So you can let your guard down, and at the end of the day, they got you, right? That's how it is in everything. You want to keep your guard up when it comes to these people because that's how they infiltrate stuff. You know what I'm saying? They can never infiltrate the ISUPK. But in the world, they're going to try to infiltrate it any and every way they can. They like the parasite of the earth, right? Drop that and let me get, if I could, Barak. It's going to be in the apocrypha. It looks like Baruch, but it's Barak, chapter 3, verse 8. Hold on one second. All right, read that.
This is the book of Barak, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Stop right there. Like I said, man, we are still suffering persecution and still in our captivity. The only way we're going to get out of our captivity is if we come together. If we come out of the world. We can't say that enough, man. The world is all fine and dandy until you got something going on with you, and you going through something. Now you asking the Lord for help and asking the Lord for forgiveness, man. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you're going through what you're going through is because you can't leave America alone. America got his grips around your neck, man. Got his boot up, slocking to the man above me. Got his boot on your neck and his foot up your ass, man. Slocking, right? Every chance he get, he gonna make sure you know that you are nothing to him. Absolutely. You know, that's why coming into the ISUPK, man, under Commanding General Yohana is the best thing you can do. Because then you're gonna start to open your eyes, start to see that everything they do is for the benefit of them. They might give you a little pacifier, a stimulus check, but then they right back to oppressing you. As of today, you know, Donald Trump, this man is trying to deputize. I don't know if he went through with it, or I don't know if it got passed, but trying to deputize the whole state of Memphis on getting the Hispanics out of here, rounding them up, incentivizing these people to round up their own brothers. Right? We are still yet in our captivity, man. We go out we can't go down the street to the corner store without somebody, either be an Arabian, or I don't know if Arabian is the language. Maybe it'd be an Arab or an African trying to act like an Israelite, or just a plain white man. You know what I'm saying? They trying to be you, but they don't want to be you. Right? We the only ones that can save us from these curses that we are under. Because all we have to do is just stop the negative thing or negative ways. The scriptures say, "I've thought on my ways." The scripture also says, "Work on your own salvation." It starts with you, right? If you don't never look at things in the earth, that means you, and like I said before, you're individualized. As long as it ain't happening to me, that's not how you gotta be. Man. That's not the way to be. Because the Lord ain't looking at no individual. He's looking at nations. If you ain't coming together with your people, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. Because all that individualism stuff, that's what the white man does. You know what I'm saying? That's why he don't even, some of them don't even call themselves white. They call themselves Australian, or I'm Australian, Russian, Canadian, when it all falls under you, Esau. They trying to individualize themselves. I had a conversation the other day on I don't know if it's considered a conversation, but I'm gonna say a back and forth with somebody on Instagram on how you are what your father is. And they steady trying to argue me, well, their skin is white. It don't matter. What is their father? And then, you know, the next thing they come with was, well, are you saying the mother is just low and she ain't got nothing to do? I said, no, you may look like your mother, have your mother's complexion, skin tone, eyes, nose, ears, mouth. But as far as your ethnicity, as far as what you are as a human being, you are what your father is because of the seed. The man carries the seed. He said, well, the Jewish man go by the woman. I'm like, we not Jewish. I don't care what they do. And it seemed like that's the thing too. When you got somebody in the corner, or when you cutting somebody so good with the scripture, they'll say, well, this person doing this. Well, they doing it like this. We weren't talking about none of that. We talking about the truth, man. You are what your father is. And I've been going back and forth with these people about this for a day. I'm about to stop typing. Because once you comfortable with being ignorant, there's nothing the truth can bring out to you. You can be looking the truth dead in face. But once you're comfortable with being ignorant, you just gonna sit back and indulge in the ignorance. Keep going on it.
Where thou hast gathered us for a reproach.
Reproach.
For a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
Stop right there. Now, that last line, to be subject to payments, man. What does it mean to be subject to payments? You don't know, I'll tell you. It's all good. We all here to work. It's all good. it says being subject to payments. It's a few things, right? We have to, and I'm gonna just try to start from the most basic form, right? Most basic form. We have to have an up-to-date ID, even though I'm the same person I was last year. We have to have an up-to-date registration on the vehicle, even though I'm the same driver and this the same car I had for 10 years. This is a yearly thing. I have to pay. Maybe not for the ID. The ID may be every 5 years, but that's still subject to payments. I'm still the same person, right? Why do I have to get another ID, right? We still have to pay for parking permits yearly or monthly, where it depends on where you live at in this earth. What else? Yearly though. Go ahead. You got something?
Sometimes they even pay to park the car.
What do you mean? Oh yeah. They absolutely. You know, you gotta pay. You know what I'm saying? Pay for parking, even if it's outside your own house. That is ruthless. Okay, there's that. Not only that, depends on how much you make it to slave. You have to pay for school lunch for your child. And it depends on what school your kid go to. You got to pay that tuition for your kid, even if it's a private school. Pay that, subject to payments. Guaranteed these payments, or your kid ain't going to the school. Guaranteed these payments for this car, or we gonna tow this car. Right? You gotta renew your license every I think it's every year, every 2 years, or something like that. I gotta renew my license. I gotta get a new ID. I'm the same person. Why am I continuously paying this? Right? Not to mention insurance on these cars. And then you can't claim this insurance on taxes. I just paid $1,200. And I done drove without an accident. You mean to tell me all my hundreds is going down the drain and I can't get none of it back? Diabolical, man. Subject to payments. Not to mention water bill, light bill, rent. You know what I'm saying? On top of groceries. On top of, you got to get some new clothes every once in a while because you're growing. You're going to outgrow these clothes. You got to get some more clothes. That's on top of the payments that you guaranteed to pay. Go ahead. Absolutely. Pay in places like Canada, right, who got the free health care. If you ain't got the state health care, you got to pay for that. You know, pay for the health insurance, life insurance. You know what I'm saying? And then depending on a certain demographic where you live at, your own children liable to take you out for the life insurance policy. They're just putting extra on the conditions that we live in, man. Man, Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man, because it's crazy how much payments that we have. We have to do this, you know. Not to mention the car notes. Your car note, $400 for a car that's 10 years old. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Right? Building funds, bus, subject to any and everything we gotta pay. Every month or every other week you looking up, you gotta pay something. Subject to payments, man. You can't live on this earth and not pay anything. Which is crazy work. That's why, man, they just can't leave us alone. They can't leave us alone. And when they tried to leave us alone, we prospered so much that they ain't trying to do that again. So many cities we had, black-owned cities, Black Wall Street, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and many others that got burned to the ground just because we were prospering without them. But y'all got Martin Luther King to thank for that bringing together stuff, even though we shouldn't be coming together with these people. You can just look at them and know, no, this man is a deviant, right? It's crazy work because I can't stress it enough, man. It's crazy work because these people, man, the Bible say they are a murderer from the beginning. So us even living amongst them, we have to watch our back. Us even living around, this is why we are in the ghettos and barrios. We are the ones that should be in there only, you know, and look at them like, man, what are y'all doing here? You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't belong here. You should be, because if they come in, they're going to eventually gentrify where we at and move us all out. So while we can't keep them out of where we at, it's all about having that brotherhood, man, having that separation. Be holy. Literally be holy. Everybody can't come together, man. This Bible is not for everybody. Despite how they try to twist it in and say the Lord loves everybody. Not the Lord of the Bible, not the God of the Bible. He don't love everybody, and it's in the Bible. So whenever somebody say, well, God loves everybody, or whenever somebody say, we all sinners, nigga. We all sinners. We all fall short, no, you fall short. Don't lump me in there with you. I follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And I'm trying to teach my brothers and sisters how to come together and follow the law, statutes, and commandments as well. Right? But this ain't no I don't even know what their church is called, because I haven't been to church in a while. But this ain't no cathedral. This ain't no Saint Bethel. This ain't none of that. This is the real deal, man. If you could give one more scripture for me, I'm gonna end it off on this. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 9. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 9.
I got you.
Got it? Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 9. Fools making mock at sin.
Stop right there. Now, this comes heavy when it comes to like weed smoking, drug dealing, what else? Eating these shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, and any other stuff that they think is a delicacy here in America. It says fools, so like fools make a mock at sin, meaning they be like, man, it ain't that bad. It's just a little weed. Weed comes from the earth, right? It ain't that bad. It's just shrimp. What a little bitty shrimp gonna do to my body is it's gonna do a lot. What a little bit of it, it's from the earth. God put this here. Yeah. You don't think it's that bad just because God put that there? God put a lot of stuff here. God also told us there's certain things we can and can't do. There's certain things we can indulge in, certain things we can't indulge in. That's just an excuse. That's why the ISUPK is so important, man, because there's no excuses. Ain't no excuse for you to be willingly sinning. You willingly going to get some weed and saying that it's only weed. And then y'all, if y'all fight for the truth as hard as y'all fight for weed, we'll be out of here. We'll be right on them chariots by now. I'm talking about, I done had small debates with people that's on weed for 30 minutes straight, and them telling me how scientists figured this out. And nigga, man, look, y'all can talk all y'all want and try to justify y'all drug habits. Like, it's not a hard drug. What you mean it's not a hard drug? Can you get addicted to it? Is it against the Lord? Oh, go ahead. Right. And then to build on what you were saying, you know, they got a new law out here that says, I don't know, I know for sure it's in Milwaukee. It's on billboards there. If you're a driver, you've seen this billboard before. But it says, if you drive under the influence of, if you caught driving under the influence of weed, you can go to jail. But then this is how diabolical the so-called white man is, man, the Arab man, the Asian man. They say all that if you drive and you under the influence of weed, but they selling weed in the stores. You know what I'm saying? They selling weed in the corner, in gas stations. They got dispensaries out here selling these weed. When your father, your mother went to jail back in the 90s for 25 years on a third strike or something like that, just because they got caught with some weed. Now it's legal now, right? They just now getting out. Well, it was 25 years. The year 2000, right? Or 99, somewhere in there. They just now getting out from serving 25 years for some weed. Then imagine the feeling on the brothers and sisters who just now getting out on the third strike of weed, who getting out of jail in 2025 and seeing that it's legal now. The emotional state of these people must be like crazy. Because the same stuff they went to jail for 25 years ago is legal now, and they getting out saying it's legal now. You know, they thinking that the state owes them money for stuff that's legal now, and I believe they do. And guess who passed that 3-strike bill? Joe Biden, the president that y'all voted for, who said you ain't black if you don't vote, which is crazy. And which is crazy. The man said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. And what did y'all do? Y'all ran out and voted for him. And what did he do for y'all? He showed you that he is another devil who don't care about you. Sent all the money, billions of dollars over there to Ukraine. When there's people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians here homeless, tent cities, people who ain't got no clothes on their back, they'd rather take care of another country, which is more white people, than to take care of this thing where he was the president of. Y'all think about that. And y'all continue to be a part of this system called voting. Voting has never did nothing for us in how many years that we were able to vote. You know, they sway us in a certain way to vote. And then they give us the people to vote for. We don't know who these people is. They just come out with 2 or 3 people and say, you can vote for this person, and this person. We don't even know who these people is. And y'all still a part of the American system. Can you read that again and start from the top, please?
Come. Verse 9. Fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. Verse 10.
Oh, that's it. Fools make a mock at sin. Don't be a fool, right? Don't try to give yourself an excuse to commit sin. Don't try to give yourself an excuse to be a drug addict or a drug dealer. It's only messing up the communities you live in. It's getting the people that you know, it's getting their house raided. It's getting them taken to jail. It's getting their kids in foster homes. The places where you know the drugs to be sold, just don't go there no more. And if you have to, condemn them. Say, man, y'all need to quit selling these drugs around here. It's kids around here. If you raising up the next generation of kids and you selling drugs, you raising the next generation of drug dealers. All right, that's crazy. And most of us don't look at it like that, but it's the truth. If you selling drugs and the kid look up to you, what you think they're gonna do when they get older? Go ahead.
They don't fall like drugs.
Absolutely. Get that brother ahead. Why get on your ears? You know a lot of answers to a lot of questions. That's what's up. But he is absolutely right, man. The thing you want to be is a positive role model for the generation you're raising. The generation of warriors. You want to raise warriors as well, because selling drugs is weak. Being a drug addict is weak. Because being a drug dealer, what you do? You're not going to want to fight. You're going to want to shoot. You don't want to shoot up the community if somebody rob you or whatever the case. You're not going to want to fight. You're going to want to shoot up somebody that look exactly like you. You don't want to stunt on people who look exactly like you. And somebody gonna get jealous around there. You setting yourself up for failure, for the wrong path. And the Lord is not gonna be with you while you think you going to church, putting the money in the pot, putting $20, $40 in the pot, and you still a filthy drug dealer. You leaving church, you finna go sell some drugs right after this. Or you leaving church, you finna go do some drugs right after this. That's why coming into the UPK is the best thing you can do. Because we ain't gonna allow you to cross that threshold of that door with no drugs on you, no guns on you, none of it. You gonna come in here, learn the law, statutes, and commandments, and realize we're not playing with this, man. You gotta apply this thing that you learn to your life or not. Right? And with that, man, this has been the ISUPK, man, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with no Israelite group, period, man. Gear up for the 56th annual Passover, man. It's gonna be some, you know, something to behold. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If y'all can, bring your cameras, bring your extra cameras, your extra iPhones. You know, make sure they got some space on them for videos. Because it's going down. It's going up. It's going everywhere, right? This has been the ISUPK Milwaukee. I'm Officer 500 Chameleon. Shalom, Israel.
Welcome to Atlanta. Christ is Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King have honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.